Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome aboard a special stream today, a Mother's Day special, if you will. Sunday operations in Alaska with the Caravan. Folks, we're going to just complete the journey that we tried to do last night today. And who knows, maybe we'll stir up some trouble in Anchorage once we get up there. So we'll see what kind of time remains. But for now, the chariot that will take us northwest or northeastward is the Caravan Supercargo Master. So let's get up there. But first, the verse of the day I did not change. I really liked yesterday's. So pilot and command prerogative, captain's prerogative, I guess guy on the air prerogative if I really want to get down and dirty with it. I decided to go with it yet again today. Rejoice always. Pray without ceasing. Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. Folks, that is my verse for you all, that you all rejoice, you pray, and give thanks in everything you do. So with that, let's hop up in the cockpit and let's get flying. And I'm still getting used to the camera settings that come with Thranda, so bear with me as I get us into the right place, although that isn't really a bad effect. So, but anyway, here we are in the cockpit, folks. I can hear everyone going, well, that looks like the Caranado. Yeah, kinda, sorta, kinda does. And to be honest with you, it is. I'll actually say I think the Caranado visual in the cockpit is better than theirs. Sorry, Thanda, but I do think it is. And I also think they outdo them in this territory. Let me show it off. We'll get over with it. So when you see it coming later, you know it's a Thanda bug. And I don't really want to stress on it. I really want to get flying. But for those interested, I know I talked with someone last night, Melvin Leroy. He's interested. Told him there's a couple bugs. Performance-wise, the plane is pretty doggone good, folks. I would even say spot on. Don't know. I've never flown one in real life. But this bugs me for $50. And you just saw it. Part of the panel disappeared here. That irritates me when you pay that much to have that happen. And like I've said a couple of videos prior on this aircraft, I would reach out to Thranda, but being an old customer service guy, I already know their answer. It's your mistake, not mine. So, and then the other one, if you didn't see it, I'll show it. Part of them come back and then you lose all your engine gauges. So, you know, folks, that's a biggie to me that I can't, stress enough to them. Something's up. Now, any other view, things are great, but when I do it that way, and of course, well, then don't do it that way. Really? Come on. But no, seriously, folks, in all seriousness, that's a bug. When I pay $50 for a plane, I don't expect to see that. Now, if I pay 10, 15, $20, hey, it's a crapshoot. Still shouldn't see it, but at least I didn't spend a lot. Some of these people are spending a lot of money to fly this plane. So, and from what I've heard, the rest of your fleet from Thranda is outstanding. That's my one poor mark on here. So another one comes in that if you change things, or and the other one that's kind of still gets me, it's an SASL, I think it says. If you start your sim like I do, and it's a windowed screen, and you forget, because it doesn't matter on any other airplane I have, but if you forget in this one to maximize your screen before you go confirm, or what did it start flight, or whatever it says in the lower right to start your flight, and you come up and then maximize it after the sim's up, you're looking just like this except in a window, yay biggish, we'll say, and then you click the maximize over here, and it'll say you have an error and have to reload. I don't like that. Not when I run with planes much more sophisticated than this to have that error. That's something that should have been found, worked out, and taken out. So, along with these gauges here disappearing, along with 90% of these. Okay, enough bad news. Folks, it's Mother's Day. And if you haven't said Happy Mother's to your mother, or Happy Mother's Day to your mother, shame on you. So, all right. So just keep that in mind, folks. But yeah, let's get flying. Everything else, though, on the plane, I mean, aside from a lot of the eye candy, and don't get me wrong, Coronado is full of eye candy too, some of which is ridiculous, but some areas better than this one. Um, Small things. Let me show you one. We're going to load the plane up here in a minute, but let's get it set up for that, okay? All right, so we do this to get a door open, this to get our cargo open, this to get our cargo pods open, and this one to throw the chocks on. All of that's great. Tie down's great. Okay, now remember, we're loading the tail of a cargo plane. Mind you, when this plane is in passenger mode in a Grand Caravan, you're going to have a door here. People are going to get on. So, one, and they do come with them, would have a pogo stick here. Because when you start boarding people here, folks, you have the possibility of it going blink, tail up, or tail down. It's not a pretty sight, especially when it's an MD-11. Actually, it's an okay sight on an MD-11, especially if it's from rotate. But um, a 747 DC-10, we've seen the pictures, folks. It happens. Oh, let's not throw the military out. We've seen KC-10s and KC-135s in the same position. And that's why, folks, the simplest of simplest fix they forget to put in. All right, so enough of the bad news on the plane. But like I said, that is one of those. If you're going to go eye candy, folks, you can't forget that. I do like that it's selectable. When you go and put all these little details in, you get a little tug out here. Why? Most of the times it's outside already. Why are we doing that? Who knows? So, but anyway, here you go. November 781 FE ready for departure. Almost. Okay, the freight boarding reception is closed. They're doing final sorts in there to get us ready. So let's get us ready, shall we? Yo, Sim Toolkit. There it is. All right, so you can see we're basically coming right out of Homer, straight up the same way we came in, folks. Except right now, I think we're planning 15, runway 15, which is cool. Because we do it right, we can come right off into FedEx if we do it right. So Bear with me a second, folks. We'll be right back after these announcements. And for those of you subscribed, thank you. We sure appreciate you coming in. By subscribing, you're able to hear me now, and we thank you dearly for that. Um, you also get some emotes. I'm working on more when it gives me more, and trying to get some animated ones for you. But folks, we really do appreciate the support you give and the fact that you uh, support us monetarily as well. So thank you again. And we're going to get right into weight and balance here in about, a few more seconds, and we'll get into it with the rest of them so they don't get left out either. But I just wanted to take the time because you subscribed. That's why you're hearing my voice right now and the followers are not. So thank you again. Um, we will be flying out of here, runway 22. So a little bit of a southwesterly takeoff, loop it around to Homer, and then off on the Victor 438 or thereabouts. So again, one more time, thank you dearly, folks. I can't really thank you all enough because the money that we receive from subscriptions goes to buying this aircraft and others. So again, thank you, thank you for subscribing. And for the followers that had to endure a minute and a half of videos, my apology first off. But to avoid that, ad-free viewing is simply by clicking subscribe. So with your Prime, if you're in that, or outright. But folks, let's get in here and let's get flying this plane, shall we? All right, today's loadout, 9 people, so 900 pounds. Uh, Hang on, let me take a look at this. All right, so we got 1,900 pounds going into the plane, 1,323 pounds of fuel. There's our cruise. Will be at 1,900 on the props, and 7,000 sounds right going in that direction. Again, we'll do a southwest takeoff, come back to Homer, get on to Victor 438 as it says, head up towards Ted. They want us on the Tagger 8. I didn't even know Ted was a transition for that. We'll probably visual the approach in, but we'll take a look at weather as we get rolling here. Okay, so let's pull up the rest of that flight plan. I'm going to scroll quickly down. Okay, there's our 9 plus 100 pounds. Okay, cool. So we'll put that 1,900 in and go from there. Overall, we got 147 nautical miles to fly. Wind's kind of at our back, but it's like a little puff. So puff, puff, and that'll help us a little bit. 1,323. That's how it breaks down, folks, when the computers take the numbers and chew them up and spit them out. That's what they look like. And finally, like I said, Homer, Victor 438 to Ted. They want us on the Tagger 8. Probably not. We'll see. Who knows? ATC may say you're on the Tagger 8. So, all right, hang on a second while I do need to do one thing here, folks. I totally forgot. Homer, Victor 38 Ted. And that's all set up and ready to go. And we're way under what FedEx was going to dispatch us out with. I screwed up. Hang on. We'll have to come back to that. Okay, so with 1,900 pounds, let's load this plane, shall we? I'm going to click right there. By left clicking, I had that configuration saved. So let's see if it'll go right up. There we go, 1,900 pounds. All right, now our fuel. Where was that? Fuel was to be 1,323. Let's pull out the multi-million-dollar flight calculator. And we're going to be putting 661 pounds in each tank. We'll go 666. I don't like that number. That is not a good number. We're going to go a little heavier. All right, so we'll be a little heavier on fuel by not much. Just don't like that number when flying, folks. And that's it, folks. We're ready and raring to go. All we got left to do, I just want to look at our weather map here. No signif. Little bit of rain out in the Gulf way east of us, and that's it, folks. Pretty decent day of flying. All right, and finally, for you all curious what the route looks like, I love it when I click a wrong button. I know you all do too. Actually, I heard the Snickers. I heard that. Next time, make it Milky Way. All right, so first thing I'm going to do, get rid of Sim Toolkit. Wrong one. There we go. Bring in SimBrief. All right, and this is what I alluded to. I turned on significant weather, SIG WX, the radar here, and then I also put it up with, if, say like we were down in Phoenix, we would have all the different center airspaces around us, giving us a better idea. Now, our alternate is Kenai, and I can see they did it again. They are shooting us out to Johnston Point, back over to Kenai. I don't know why that is, when all we got to do is get on a Victor Airway and come down here. So I don't know. That's why a lot of fuel on the plane. So, all right, so that gives you that perspective. Now let's go to this perspective as soon as I pop the route in there. It ain't going to look much different, folks, because that is the airway. So we're going to take off again, like I said, loop around to Homer, head on up northwesterly, and somewhere between here we'll turn north and go over here to come in on 15. All right, pretty simple flight. The nice thing is, off the right side, first officer side, you'll see the mountains and the glaciers. To the east, you'll see pretty flat country, swampy-like area, and maybe the Cook Inlet. So, all right, there's enough tour guiding for this trip. Let's pull that up and let's button it up and let's go. All right, so we need to come back up to general. Close that door. Close those doors. Close that. Maybe. There we go. And we'll close that. And just so that we don't get into any trouble while trying to take off here, folks, bear with me a second. I have got to use the lavatory, so we are delayed. We have a King Air come to visit. Oh, well, let's go see before we use that lavatory who that might be. Let's see. Come on. It's like... Cool, and I'm on there too. And I will be right back, folks. I do apologize, but been a rough year, and it's just not getting easier on my stomach. So bear with me, and I'll be right back. Boondock sent, you have company. Yes, I do, sir. Have a King Air decided to block the way? No. But I will be right back, folks. Sorry for that. Okay, folks. That was my bad there. But it was a good thing I did that. So, all right, Boondock, welcome in. Hang on a second here, folks, and we'll get right on to it. All right, so let's get this plane moving, shall we? All right, we've got our flight plan filed. We are going to, I'm going to find out who this is because they seem to be waiting on me. Interesting. Who is here? So, all right, so let's turn and burn. All right, so basically what we're going to do, now if you want the checklist, you have to unfortunately go over here, click it, then close it. Now it is sizable. And then you can put it right here. Let's just go to the next one. Before start, we'll put, actually, let's just turn the battery switch on. All the switches are off. Props forward. Ignition on, fuel pumps on. Now we're not going to turn the avionics on until the engine starts. Okay, emergency power is normal. And let's see what kind of fun we can have. Clear prop. Ooh, where is the way to close that? Ah, did that, okay. Not sure which one I like better. Let's do a quick. Okay, let's start it up. Okay, we're going to hold on that because I know what that meant. Okay, give it a second here and let's try again. Okay, got a light off. All right. Start switch. Getting all our lights dialed up. Start switch is off. Getting our lighting set up in here, folks. All right, now that I'm set here, I am going to turn our standby power to on. Auxiliary tanks to normal. Now I'll bring the avionics in. Okay, so let's see. Flight plan. That is on the way down. So menu. Enter. Let's go to PAH. Went one too far. Enter. Flight plan. We're good to go, folks. There's our flight. And it's basically the exact same fixes we had coming down here. Okay, so that makes that easy. Now, oh, there we go. Radios. Still good there. 1315. No, we're on 14.6. Memory serves, it's 6.0 down here. It always helps to use the right one. Let's find out real quick. Yeah, 1460 Homer. Move that up, it'll dial in. 4.5 miles away. All right, we'll put that back on comm. We'll get this one set up too. Flight plan, menu, outer ring. Scroll down to delete, click enter. Then what I'm going to do, click one notch over on the little one. Oh, got to push it so they highlight. PAHO to PANC, enter. Next. There we go, folks. There's the route. And again, you can see it there. All right, so our radios there are set. Let's go on and standby for the moment. Altitude 7,000. Radar to standby. And by the way, what is the temperature out here? 7 degrees. Okay, so we'll definitely get that rolling. Lead air. Pull some ventilation. Okay, and all right, there we go. We got the cabin set up. Now we're going to set for 400 here. Back up. Okay, departure. Runway 22. And the King Air is on its way. Didn't see where it was headed. All right, we're going to come off. So we want to go. All right, so Homer to Folar, tracking 026. I thought I was a little off. We're going to be about right there. Okay, we're ready to go, folks. Let's get that checklist up here so we can verify. Okay. Okay. All right, we're set. And next one, taxi. Lights, brakes, flight instruments, check. Okay. Here we go. Brakes off. Brakes set. Guess what I forgot to do, folks? PAHO. Okay, FedEx had us going via a MOT, which we're not going to do. We're going to come in straight. Yesterday's flight, by the way, folks, they clocked us at 0.7 on the en route time, which is much faster than our friends at Caranado get us down here for. Kenai traffic, FedEx 811 type Caravan, back taxiing runway 22 for departure. Okay. We'll hold short here to verify we are clear. Okay, nobody talking. Here we go. Strobe lights on. Let's light everything up. Pitot heat, everything ready to go. Another flaw or bug or annoyance that I don't like with Thranda in this aircraft is how this looks. At night or the way down it wasn't bad, so it may all be a sun glare issue. Because when I bring it up here it looks good. But in this view, even there, it kind of still looks glary, so I don't like, it's personal preference. I don't think it should look like that, folks, even in a direct sunlight indication, which we're really not. You can tell there's a haze in the sky. Okay. All right, so let's progress to getting to the end of the runway, shall we? And while we're taxiing, folks, Hawker 125, thank you for coming on board. Send them the link to your review. Yeah, I really don't think they listen to us. Otherwise, that would have been fixed by now. Oh, I need to get my altimeter. Hang on. And that's one of the other little bugs things. 3013. We're on a HEPA altimeter. I don't know how to change that, folks. I went into the program that supposedly you can do that with. Can't change the physical gauge. You can only change where you set it. Which, why would you move it from the 6-pack? Even with the EFIS. Whatever that glass idea they have, I should still have inches of mercury, folks, unless you're going to give me a switch to toggle them. Sorry, I don't mean, if this sounds offensive to you all that are in the world of HEPA, Europe, okay, everywhere else but the United States and its territories. Sorry, but we are inches of mercury, and there should be we shouldn't have to convert over, especially an American-made aircraft. So, it just, again, my personal preferences, and quite frankly, that is incorrect. Because the real Caravans, they don't get their little rulers out and calculators and have to calculate that. All right, so anyway, enough said. Missed you yesterday, Hawker, on the run from Anchorage down to Homer. Those of you that have the Caranado 125, it is kind of stuttery with the brakes. You'll find it went fast. All right, enjoy, Hawker. We'll see you possibly when you get back. Tell the missus happy Mother's Day for me. Y'all have a good day. Don't burn up the backyard too badly. Hate for hazmat to come out to a hazmat team member's location. Anyway, work put aside. Anyway, It went spectacularly fast, folks. Even the full 360-degree turn we did as I got all screwed up with the autopilot. We still got there. To me, it was unbelievable how fast. So I'll give Thranda that. Really good performance. It does appear they did take time on that. All right, so we've got our altimeter set. We are pretty close on our runway heading. We'll firm up on the runway. I do like to confirm we are indeed showing up at FedEx. PHO, ground, okay. All right, folks, so here we go. Takeoff time. Before we... Okay, she's gonna move. Before we get out there, let me pull up the checklist. Reason being, and I actually want to try to make it a little bigger. There we go. Okay, before takeoff, we would do all of this. We'll go through the rest of this here on page 2. Starting from about here, pitot heat's on, stall warnings on, lights on, strobes on. 1, and this is not against Thranda, it's against, I think I'm going to have to put this one to X-plane. Not certain, because a lot of X-plane aircraft do this to me. The beacon and the strobes turn off when I hit the brakes. I know there has to be a fix out there for this, folks. If you all could hit that in the chat, link, whatever, Discord, I'll give you the invite to Discord. I would sure love to find it, and I'm sure a lot of other people, because it's annoying as all get out. Wing flaps, I believe, are set at 20 now. They are indeed. Cabin mixture, flight push. Okay, and we'll be ready to release the brakes. One moment. I want to just go over the next page. Okay, wing flap set power will be set. We will not redline as best I can. Rotate at 70 to 75. Initial climb 85. Once we secure 85 and in our climb, we'll come up to 10 degrees flaps. And then we'll start working our way over to Homer. And then at 95, we'll go to 0 flaps. That's what I wanted you all to see. That annoys me to no end that I can't bring that checklist up without doing that. Here we go, folks, out onto the runway. Homer traffic, FedEx 811 type Caravan departing runway 22 for Anchorage. Okay, here we come. Let's get up here. Okay, and we are kind of runway heading. All right, that makes me happy. All right, so this doesn't though. Oh well, we'll hope to be on GPS pretty quick on takeoff. All right, we're set. Everything's set, cleared for takeoff. Release them. Here we go. And yes, folks, the P factor is alive in this plane. $80, rotate. Oh, a little bumpy out of here. Easy gear, easy stick. Oh, I didn't do a flight. Well, yeah, I didn't do a flight stick check. All right. Autopilot's going to come on early. Okay. Get altitude in here. Okay, and we can bring up the last notch of flaps. And since we're on heading mode, okay, so to go to GPS, we switch to CDI, and then I have to come down here, folks. Sorry, nav. There's our airport. We're tracking to Homer. There we go, folks, and there you get to see one of the glaciers over there across the inlet. Now that's not the Cook Inlet. I'm not sure what that one's called. Isaac the drummer, hello, welcome aboard. Hope you're having a great Sunday and happy Mother's Day to the women of your life. All right, we are established at 120. I'm going to go ahead now and nose us down. More of a cruise climb. And pull this back a little so I can read at the same time as I set. Okay, 1919, we're good. And let's nose a little more down. Okay, and as we look at the gauge, folks, we're coming up to Homer right now. We're 1.3 out, and we'll make the turn. There you go, folks. We are in climb, and as soon as we turn outbound, I'll kill the lights. Exterior lights. I already got the beacon and the strobes off. Ugh. Okay, let's go ahead and get those exterior lights popped off. Then we're going to show off one of my favorite features of the plane. And you all are going to look at me and go, that's just eye candy. Well, it's really not eye candy. We'll get to it in just a second. But let y'all get the grandeur of southern Alaska. Pretty good what X-Plane has done with the scenery. Really, I have to say, for a default scenery in a flight sim, top notch. Okay, I know you guys are going to go, you haven't seen Musfuss yet. That's because I don't like musfussing with the sim. Okay, cheesy. I heard the dun-dun-dun. Actually, I think it went dun-dun-dun. All right, so welcome in, everyone. Hope you enjoy. We're going to just kind of move away from that and keep pressing on to Anchorage. So back up here in the cockpit. Now let's show it off. Let me check something here real quick because I didn't start it. Intentional, folks, intentional. Okay, you ready? Like that? That's pretty cool, huh? Clicking the headphones here, folks. What Thranda in their real and another A+ form is their documentation. Hang on a second. Why am I not finding this radial? The documentation is spot on, folks. Oh, there we go. I've learned a lot of things with it. Okay, let's set cruise. Actually, that looks good for cruise. I've learned that Caravan forgot completely about this thing called a pilot operating handbook. Okay, granted, Thanda does not call it that. But when you go through page 1 or before start, or what's it called? Let's just bring it up. Back. Pre-flight inspection. See pilot operating handbook available in aircraft. Folks, if you have the aircraft properly installed in your directories, well, you have it. Pre-flight and weight and balance checks complete. Well, that's right here, folks. Again, and it's in the pilot handbook. It's not called that, I don't think. But folks, you have one. It's there and readily accessible. Oh, there we are. Cruise climb. Oh, now we're in cruise. So ice protection as required. We're good with that. Pitot-static and heats are on. Props are at 1900. Torque at about 1800. Yes, we're torquing in the sky here, folks. It's not a pretty sight. Really, it's not. Yes, the aircraft is torquing. So, and power is set 160, folks. How many of you see that in the Caravan version of this? I know I never did. Okay, real quick. I have a question for all of you out there. Why am I getting this flashing whatever the heck it is? Now, I turned my anti-aliasing all the way up. Is that causing that? Or is it something else in my scenery that I need to look at? It's kind of an annoyance to me, only because, well, it's like a strobe. So to some people that could trigger bad things. So anyway, side note, I just wanted to put that out there. And while we're at it, let's come down here and make sure we are there and there. Okay, good. All right, so What I'm going to do here is set 13, 15. All right, and that should take care of us, and we're going to go ahead and turn it on, even though there isn't anything out here. Another thing is, I don't know how well this works. So, I can't really, I don't know, you shouldn't have to turn the gain up. Brightness is all the way up. Yeah, I really can't see anything and kind of wished it was a pop-up, but oh well. Once we get into some weather, maybe it'll be better. I don't know. And I'll get into, but the documentation, folks, is really good. So if you run into a problem with this plane, that's where I go first. And I know with most planes, it's horribly long. Yes, I forget how many pages, 30, 40 pages, but they do tell you what you need to know. Are they going to tell you the ABCs of flying an airplane? No, nor should they. It's virtual, folks. You can actually learn to fly here, crash burn all the times you want, and guess what? You haven't heard anything. So, in that respect, they don't need to do that. So, but if you go out in the real world, well, yes, you need to know how to fly. And things, little quirks with these kind of turboprops do pay off. Like not jamming the throttles forward like you fighter jocks like to do. Even though you can do it in the airliners. You can't in these turboprops. They don't have those electronic engine controls on them. They have FedEx, a lot of them, but it's not 100% effective like the electronic engine controls on Boeing, Airbus, and so forth, where they actually, you set the power where you want it and they bring the throttle up in the most, bring the engine's throttles up that quickly, but in a safer, more efficient manner on the airplane to not bust it. Here you do it. Who was it? I had somebody come on and said, if you're not careful with this plane, Orb 505, I believe it was, if you're not careful, you'll blow the engine up and the prop will fly off. I'm half tempted to try that, folks. I forget the exact words he used, but it was in the general. Basically, the prop comes off. And I could see that in some of these type aircraft. So, but this overall, I do like it. Just those really, as long as I don't try to from here look to my right, you know, and come up, and all of a sudden there go my gauges. That, folks, is just 50 bucks. That's pretty bad. The other one, I don't like this gauge, and I don't know why it doesn't look right. It just does not look right. So, and that's the thing, you know, to me, that's just, if I could change the look of the gauges, that would be awesome. It is what it is. So there you have it, folks. That's my look at it. The big problem being these gauges and 90% of these disappearing from that one view. Some missing eye candy. If you're going to put eye candy on it, you're missing some of the biggest ones needed. If you're going to put all the little, as I'll say it, unnecessary stuff on, you miss the biggie. The altimeter is another problem. I only get, oh my gosh. Folks, Thanda, yeah, go ahead. Yep. Beat me with the wet noodle. I know. Yep, 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 yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, did y'all see what I did? Okay, one of the things I was harping on a lot was this altimeter gauge because it came in like this. Yeah, I'm switching it, folks. All you got to do is click on it, folks, and it puts it in inches of mercury. Why couldn't anyone out there tell me that? Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, you can, obviously. You just saw it, folks. It is possible to teach an old dog a new trick. Roof rough. Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay, I kind of feel like doing my ostrich imitation and just burying my head in the sand. Oh my, oh my. All right, folks. Well, this old dog got taught a new trick. And with that, folks, I'm going to hide behind some ads. Stand by. Again, for those of you subscribing to the channel, we do appreciate you, folks. Thank you so much for doing that. We are so blessed by the number of people following and, in turn, numbers subscribing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. It's what's made possible for this aircraft to come here and this old dog to be taught new tricks with each of them. So thank you. Thank you for subscribing and following and supporting the channel. Reason you're hearing me is because you subscribe. So, folks, I hope you enjoy the ride. I hope to start learning even more tricks with this this old dog. So, again, truly thank you for subscribing. All right, folks, and we were just talking off air of the new tricks this dog taught. But folks, if you would like to enjoy ad-free viewing, simply click. Hang on a second. Simply click subscribe, or with your Prime, or just outright. However, and that'll get you in line here, folks. Bear with me a second here. All right, so, and it looks like we have a gifted sub to Boondock Saints from the captain in command here. Thank you, sir, for the time you put in as a moderator. Thank you for coming aboard, and we appreciate you. So, anyway, folks, we're an hour and 13 minutes into the stream, and we are 15 minutes out of Anchorage. So, Boondock, I hope you enjoy that gifted sub. All right. Again, folks, I have to tell you, I love this feature, Thronda. Thronda, of all the features in this plane, it's this little one that gets this old dog enjoying it. Headphones off, headphones on. I just love that, folks. That is awesome. That is ingenious. So, although, I mean, I guess it would be neat on some of the airliners, but ultimately, I don't think it would truly work, because a lot of them don't put phones on. They'll have the kind that just come over the ears, but some do. It's just that's just really cool, folks. So we'll just keep moving along here. And let's just kind of look into the, and some of you are going, there's something missing here. Yeah, I usually run charts up there, folks. And to be totally honest with the way the weather is being reported today, I'm probably not going to. A matter of fact, let me just switch things around here. I said disable. Thank you. Switch some things up, and let's get ready to come into Anchorage. Anchorage really, weather-wise, oh, I hate when it does that. There it goes. We're variable, so technically, if I want to go runway 33, I could. Let's kind of look up there and see. We'll pull up PANC. And what I do sometimes, folks, when we flew up from Phoenix, a lot of people wondered, how do I know the active runway? Well, I looked at it on FlightAware. What is the traffic prevailing doing? Looks like runway 7's departing 33's. And that's current. Yeah, they're taking off either on the 7's or the 33 and landing on the 7's, and it looks like, yep, they're landing on the 7's. It's a variable wind, so why not? So, you know what? Let's take a look ahead and see what we have. Well, we had somebody ahead of us, so let's see what he ended up doing. Where am I? Okay, there I am. Oh, we lost the King Air. I don't know where he went. All right, so we're closing in on Anchorage. Now, maybe what we'll do when we get to Anchorage is look more at the plane in the different variations. Now, there are two types of Caravans you get with this. You'll get, I believe it's called the 675 and the Grand Caravan. Matter of fact, I think one of the checklists allude to it. Hang on, it's not far back either. Yeah, here we go. Caravan 675 and Grand Caravan. And then, of course, you have the Super Cargo Mac, which is really a Grand Caravan stripped of everything inside and the windows taken out. So you literally do have two different types. So here's what the Cargo Master looks like. Not many see these, they're, you know, kind of, they go out in kind of a specific area out of a local hub where the FedEx comes in, and then they'll take it to the little hubs that are a little far away that the trucks will take longer to get it to them. A whole litany of things go into that. But anyway, these little guys, they can pack a punch, about 9,000 to 10,000 pounds of cargo. So, little plane, but it can be packed, folks, if it needs to be. So, very hazy day up here. So, but anyway, so you have those. Maybe we'll take a look at them because there are some things in the manuals that don't match to this. And again, it's just simply all because we're in a Cargo Master 208B instead of the 675 or the Grand Caravan. All right, so still variable. We'll plan runway 7. Pull that up. We'll do a quick look-see at it. I think this time I want to fly 7 left instead of right. See how we do. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is pull this out. Next, we're going to flip-flop. We're on TED. 188. All right, so let's go to procedures. We'll select an approach. ILS 7 sounds good. Enter. And we're going to go full procedures. So let's go there. Enter. Procedure one more time. Activate. And what we're going to do is let's head to Wugsy. Okay. So we're gonna still kind of track backwards now. We're gonna set our altitude. Wugsy is 2,000. Let's go 3,000. And we'll power back. I'm trying to maintain as good forward speed as possible, yet dropping as quickly as we can. Let's see, I don't think we're on the chart yet. Why aren't we going direct Wugsy? That's why. All right, well, it looks like we take over. Okay, we're going to go into heading mode. Not really sure what was going on there, folks. I mean, we could go technically to Werby. I'd rather go back out here, come in with a little bit more work on the, we're coming down to 3,000. And actually get a good chance to use the information here. Okay, and let's get 1099. Gonna turn to heading 250. Oh, heading. That's why. 074. Okay. And a nice thing about GPS is you have this nice map to let us know where we are. Okay, so folks, we are going to give this a try here. We're maintaining our forward speed while at the same time dropping 800 feet a minute to 3,000. Might actually go down to 2. Yeah, we'll hold at 3. 1099. Okay, 1099. That is because we're not active yet. ITGN is correct. Okay, lights on. I haven't actually landed on 7 left in a long time, so that's why I chose this, folks. Let's go ahead and bring our power up just a smidge. Closing in. And because Air Trap Melvin, Leroy. Okay, I can show you one thing that you won't like real quick before we get into trouble here. Oh wait, we're always in trouble. Oh, the gauges disappear. So that's one of the biggies. Fixed one of mine already because I was silly and feeble-minded, but it's a nice airplane. I'm not gonna, sugarcoat it. It's a nice airplane. That one bug though really kind of tears at me because you spend so much money to lose part of a panel like that. Don't like it. All right, so we'll get that on approach. Let's take a look outside for you. Supercargo Master on this one as it takes on the ILS. See how it does from inside here. But welcome in, Melvin Leroy. Hope you have a great day. Happy Mother's Day to yours there in the house. All right, we are lining up. Let's go ahead and start slowing up while we can. Level flight is the easiest way, folks, to get your speed down. And now we're in the descent, so. But again, in Anchorage, as in any area, you will want to keep your speed up because airliners, they don't like flying at I don't get it, why they don't like 100 knots. Looks like we're crabbing pretty good in here. All right, got 7 right, and I barely think I see the other one. All right, we'll just kind of pull some more power back. Close that off. One neat feature, and I don't know if the other Thrandas do this. I love this. I'm sorry, folks. I'm like a kid in a candy jar. Clicking the phones jack here, it's like putting headphones on. Like I said, I'm like a kid in a cookie jar. Let's see, what other buttons can we push? And all right, so we're still not slowing up enough. Let's go ahead and bring it down to 3. Basically, we're looking for the white band, folks, for flaps. Nice thing is, we're going so slow, we can do that. Let's double check altimeter real quick. Altimeter reads 007. All right, we're in the white band now, 10 degrees flaps. Watch it, watch, girl, come on, stay on the ILS. We're gonna take you down to 300 feet. 20. Come in at 100. Kind of giving her a little ILS, see how she'll do if we get into some super soupy stuff with it that the super cargo master can try to handle superbly. Boy, that was a use of a word. Okay, there's 1,000. And let's try something, folks. Did it kill my autopilot? It sure did. Good deal. Go. All right. Glide path good. I haven't landed on this runway hardly ever, folks, because usually I'm trying to get off before the terminal. Let's see. So that's why we haven't done it. Okay, glide path pretty good. There's 300, landing stable. See if we can't get a little over. Put her in beta. Come out of beta here. Even though technically most turboprops stay in beta on the ground. All right, well, I didn't put in a prediction. Let's clear the runway. Let's see what I did here real quick, because I'm curious. That felt really good. Usually when it feels really good, I have 4 digits. 188 feet a minute. Wow. Thank you there, Tuna Ninja. Wow. Okay, let's clean up real quick, and then we're gonna start taxiing to the ramp. We got a long way to go. You know, Jerry Reed made a great song. Long way to go. Loaded up in the truck. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. It's bound down. Alright, so we got to come down this way. Easy, girl, easy. May have to get some rudder trim working in this plane. But overall, for those of you curious about the Thranda Cessna 208, overall it's a good plane. There are some big quirks with it. Will Thranda fix them? As I've said many times, it'll probably be said as most customer service places that I've worked for would say, it's on you, man, it works fine for me. You don't know what you're doing. You're right. 12,000 hours on VATSIM, I don't have a clue how to fly a plane. Although sometimes, I will admit, it does look that way. But no, in this case, I'm pretty sure that falls on you. But anyway, but they're easy to just don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they're quirks, but I fixed one. The big one that I really despised was the altimeter, and I don't mean to sound harsh to those on the off the inches of mercury like the US is and on HEP. It's just, this is an American-made plane. It should be on inches of mercury, and with potential of both gauges there. So, but I figured out how to switch it. So I apologize, folks, for that little tirade that I did on it. The DME, though, I'm not pleased with. To me, that kind of looks cheap, and I don't think that's how a DME gauge in the real plane looks. And from what I remember seeing in the documentation literature on it, it didn't look like that. Maybe when we switch to a Grand Caravan, it might look different. So, but anyway, folks, we are in Anchorage doing the nice long crawl up to the FedEx ramp. So you can kind of look at Anchorage as actually three airports in one. Well, okay, two for sure in one. The other one is an actual other airport. You got the terminal on the south end, so that's a south end kind of airport. North end, you got all the cargo from Atlas and Polar hubbed up on the very north end, then UPS, then FedEx. Throw in there Everett's for those of you that like the DC4s, DC5s. and C47s. Very similar in makeup as Buffalo Bill's outfit. Hey, you know what? I'm just passing FedEx. That's what I get for talking. I missed that right-hand turn in Albuquerque. Doggone it, and I ended up in Timbuktu. All right, well, we'll come back to it. But yeah, that's all up north. Now, the third entity is Lake Hood. A lot of the flight sim airports, and I don't know, I am assuming because each airport has its own little radius, this area gets encompassed with Lake Hood's, or yeah, Hood Airport. So, and like I said, it's just right over those trees. There's a lake, and there's actually a strip for it. So, like I said in previous streams when we flew wild Alaska up here, second car is a plane up here, folks, not a car. Will that tug stop for me? Nope, I didn't think so. And he hit me. Oh, you gotta love artificial vehicles. You know, you can see their problem, don't you? They're driverless. That's why they hit airplanes. All right, let's get these lights off. We don't need to be blinding people with the strobes, with the landing lights. Let's give you a little look of the plane as we walk our way down here. Paint-wise, it looks really good. Out of the factory there at Thranda, looks really good. And I mean, even default-wise, this is a very good rendition of Anchorage. I mean, I've got the Aerosoft Anchorage, whatever it was, in FSX, and you know what? This is very close to it, folks. If I go any further over, I'll get hit by those driverless vehicles. All right, we are on the ramp, folks. Let us get things shut down here. Folks, if you would please give me a second. My daughter just arrived for Mother's Day festivities. We'll be right back. We'll shut this thing down and see what kind of trouble we can get into, but give me a moment to say hello to her. Sorry for that indulgence, folks. We're back. I just had to see the new vehicle they have. All right, folks, let's get this bird shut down, shall we? For that, we will use the checklist. Checklist out. Another complaint, I'm going to guess I'll call it. Really isn't, but I don't like having to come here, click this all the time when this could be maybe a drop down. Before I do that, I don't see it just to make sure, because I got caught off guard by simply clicking that to make it. Yeah, we'll leave that and revisit it at another time. All right, so we're landed. There we go. All right, so wing flaps are up. We're going to go ahead and get rid of this. Just click here to get rid of the wheel, just like Caravan. Okay, down is the off position here. Now we're going to show one where it's a little different. Taxi lights off. Ice protection, we didn't have any on this run. Parking brake is set, lights are on. Okay, so let's move over here. Okay, they were set. We're going to turn the air conditioning one click up. Let's see if we went one too far on that one. We'll look at that. Go over, no, let's see. If we try it from here, can I get a better look at it? Yeah. Okay, these are 3-position switches. Down is low, up is high. Middle is off. For this switch, down is ventilate, middle is off, up is cool. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn our bleed off. Pull our ground mixing for the air on, and I'm going to go ahead and shut down our ventilation. Up top, same thing. We'll kill the oxygen. Okay, strobes off, landing taxi, fuel condition lever to low idle. It's already there. Actually, no, it's not. Coming back to low. And this is really touchy, folks. I don't know if it is in the real plane or not. So, but it is okay and doable. Okay, now I do fly a King Air, a C90, like the default, except the Young. And I never pronounced the guy's right. He has a mod out there, very well done, where you can physically turn these off. And I can't seem. What am I moving, by the way? So anyway, you would click here and it would turn each unit off. So you could lower your power use because you're at lower RPMs. Can't do that here, folks. But the one thing you can do, okay, we're no longer needing our transponder. Worst case scenario, put her in standby. Okay, that's worst case scenario. And we can turn it off. All right, and then let's see, get the ADF. Nope, none of that turns off. All right, so we'll come over here, bam, bam, and they're now off. Okay, per checklist. Again, we go. Click. Very cumbersome. Fuel boost switch. Now you can hide it. It's just very cumbersome to keep doing that. Bleed air I've already turned off, but we'll verify we did. Switch is right here. Power lever idle. ITT is stable. Propeller to feather. That's all the way down, folks. Okay. Next on the list should be fuel condition lever cutoff. Oxygen supply off, lighting switches off. And then we'll turn the battery off. Again, for those who know what this blinking text is and what I need to do to fix it, I would love to hear in the chat. It is an annoyance to me of no end, and I would love to hear about it, how to fix it. Okay, and fuel pressure off is a good thing, means the engine is dead. Off with that, and we are shut down, folks. Let's go over here, get stop, and okay, according to FedEx, we landed at 215 feet a minute. So 1.1 hours of flight. And always, again, love to see that. Someone's flying the rotate. Oh boy. Hope you said your prayers before takeoff in it. Oh, did I say that out loud? Oh. All right, Simaware has us in Anchorage. Just making sure I have everything. We're going to go ahead and disconnect. And what I'm trying to do here, folks, is get set up so we can review the flight. Both from some toolkit perspective and visually as well, flying the approach again. All right, so let's get some toolkit in here, shall we? All right, looks like it recorded our FedEx run. Awesome. Now, one of the tools in the kit here, landing reports under My Flights. If you click there, head up here to your last flight, and okay, let's see. Now, how does that stack up? Wow, I'm going to tell you right now, I just said it. Wow. 1,200 feet down the runway. Although 13 feet left of center. So that, well, that is what it is. That's not bad though. But when you're flying Cessnas, I'm assuming I had a crosswind, but still, no excuse. No excuse. Because literally, if I would have landed in here, I probably could have got stopped by here and off and headed down towards, no, this one. Off and headed down. No, if I'd have been on my game. That's really not a lot for a Caravan, folks. But anyway, gives you a picture of how we did on the approach. Looking straight down. Then you've got your details, 1.3 Gs, 84 knots. So, we're right in the pickle barrel there for the landing. That was good. 4.3 degree pitch up, 0.73 on the roll. So overall, I don't think I did all that great. But to confirm that, well, I think I did pretty good. Let me put it that way. So let's go ahead and remove Sim Toolkit. Give you all a nice look of her again, sitting here dormant. Why I like Alaska so much. Look at that scenery. Mm-mm. Oh, and I know Melvin Leroy has the same look. Anyway, folks, let's take it backwards in time. Let's replay everything and see where we can learn. Okay, take it from here. Okay, and let me run a little bit of music with this. Overall, I don't have a lot of complaints here, folks. That's where I took over. All right, let's ease up on it. All right, folks, we're squaring up on the runway right now. Okay, other than that little squirreliness on the ground, that was actually a really good landing, folks. Yeah, that looked really good, folks. Love getting it from many angles. Like I said, for the first time coming in here, I kind of like this runway. Just sucks for FedEx guys and UPS and Atlas because you're all the way up on the other end of the airport. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, overall, not bad. I mean, just look at that scenery, folks. Look at that. How would you like that out your office window every day? Just magnificent, folks. Oh, we're not getting a tower view. All right, folks. Well, we're going to let her taxi in um, here for a little bit. I just want to say thank you to all that came out earlier. We really do appreciate you. We appreciate all the followers. Folks, if you've come aboard, like what you see, we fly Caravans, 747s, and a lot of aircraft in between. So we'd love for you to come aboard, be a part of Flying with Mike. Just got to click follow. All it costs you folks is the price of an email. And it'll just let you know when we're flying next live. Folks, again, thank you for flying with Mike. We're going to be on the cargo ramp here. We're going to look at a couple different variants of this plane and leave you there. We're not going to be doing much more flying today. It is Mother's Day, and this was an unscheduled stream. So just want to say thank you, and God bless you all. For those that have to head out now, hang on a second here. We're trying to get over there. So let's allow the music to wind out of here. And thank you, folks, again so much for flying today, those that watched us. And let's get in here and take a look at a couple of different things. Okay, first off, there's the eye candy of, oh, look what all I can open up. Although, I can put all the tie downs in and, oh, not seeing them on this plane. There they are. But again, the big one missing is the pogo stick, folks. One of the most important pieces on the plane. But that's okay. Covers should be on now too. Let's see. Unless they have to be red. I think they have to be red. Yep, there they are. Okay, and that's all the doors open. There's the little, what do they call that, electronic tug? So, I mean, there you go, folks. For the Super Cargo Master, that's what you get with everything on. I can actually hook up a GPU. I really, I'll be honest, I don't think I've seen a Caravan once or twice at the airport I work at. I don't think I've ever seen one with a battery up to it. So, not sure how often that gets used. Maybe it does more than I know. Don't claim to be, a real airline pilot, folks. Just play one on TV or on Twitch. All right, so there you go. There it is, ready for flight. And now we're not on. Let me show you the GPU. And it just plugs in right here. It doesn't seem like the safest place to be, but then the E2 Hawkeyes, if you saw where they stick the air hoses in for air starts, that ain't much better either. All right, since we're not going to fly, well, let me hop in the cockpit now. Some of you are saying, so whoop-you-do, I can hook a card up to it. Yeah, well, I can go here and turn it on. You can't do that in Coronado. So, let's see. Let's go ahead. Let's give it a shot. Now, since we're not flying, I'm not going to worry about this too much, folks. I am going to switch to one of the other ones. Again, as you can tell, it's under your general aviation. Here's the 675, folks. Here's the Grand Caravan. This is where your cargo master is. I'm just going to stay here and go to, say, oh, let's take a look at that one. See what it looks like. That looks kind of cool. So let's apply. You can do this in game too, but I think you have to restart anyway, so it don't matter. And it's still not looking all that great. And let's try it. And they disappear too. All right, so you can see right there, folks, there's my biggest gripe, really, of the airplane is these disappearing gauges. As well as your engine from here. Okay, get far enough over, they're back. Now, PBR wise, what you all like seeing in 3D and all here, that looks fairly good. Okay, let's give it to them. Okay, that looks really good, folks. Documentation, I've already said it, looks phenomenal. Matter of fact, is phenomenal, folks. I learned what the inertial separator does through their documentation. Caranado would not do that. So I just want to say in those two areas, thank you. Got a button pushed in here. Or at least it looked like it was. Hang on. Bear with me. Oh, it's down there. Okay, my bad. I was looking in the whole wrong area. Okay. All right, that works. Yeah, because we could go different types of ADFs. Okay. So, but anyway, outside, here's what it looks like again. It's still hooked with the GPU. Mokalu, which you, I think, find this on Hawaii. There is one. Let's see if we can. Let's do it in sim. Go to livery. I think there's an arrow one in here. There it is. That's apply. We'll give it a second and it'll change it. See what I have to do. Okay, good. So that was good. That was where I didn't have to reset. All right, so, however, weight and balance wise, now we see seats. This is an interesting concept here. I can remove the seats to turn that into cargo. I can set it up where I have two on one side, one on the other, and weight-wise and all, and your weight and balance adjusts for it. So nice there. This is, like I said, one of the old era of Alaska Caravans. I don't think they fly them anymore up here, but they used to do a lot of the bush going into the bush country. Now this I'm having troubles with. I tried slewing earlier in Homer. It didn't work that well. It worked pretty decent here when I did it. So, but you can also work your volumes here, folks. Let's try something. See how that works. Because that is, like I said, I'm a little kid in a toy with this one. What that is, folks, I don't see any changes here. All right, so it looks like they've done a pretty good job of setting up the interior, all of the sounds and all of that. Now let's go back up to general. Want to switch outside. Okay, there's all your doors minus the engine. I'm not a big engine freak, folks, so yeah, there you go. And then you can also, here, let's do it from here. Let's look back. According to the documentation, and again, really good, you can do things right here. So, folks, I highly recommend getting in here and doing, I'll be honest, I can't imagine. Let's go ahead and get rid of, say, one row. Can flip them. Move them. Now I can't flip it back. Oh, and turn it into cargo. I don't think I'd ever want to ride in. My goodness, think about that, folks, getting through these seats. Ooh, there's not a lot of room. All right, but anyway, you can kind of get a feel for what it looks like, folks. A lot of things you can do with this plane. Maybe too much. There we go. So again, you can see, all right, and it's going to take time. There we go. And there we go. All right, so there you go. Obviously, in the real world, there's a lot more walking room here. Now, one thing they did say, if you come down and start changing these seats, you can only do one side. As you saw, there ain't much room left, folks. Look at that. There's hardly any walking room. So if I did this one, let me get it back to the way it was. Okay, so 2, 2, 2, 2. Look at that, folks. There is hardly, I mean, that's a cram full aircraft. But, I mean, and they fly them. Don't get me wrong, folks. They fly them in this configuration. Wow, is all I got to say. There was an easy way to get them back. But anyway, we'll just go here. Okay, click, 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 and click, click. There you go. And you can see now the cargo netting up there. And let's see how this looks now on the ground. Zoom in. There's the cargo netting. So, I mean, yeah, it is what it is, folks. Now, I will say most of the Alaskan Airlines up there, folks, they're going to fly a couple of seat rows gone to get more cargo in so they can do both people into these remote villages and some of their stuff to live on like milk, eggs, meat, canned goods, and such. Some will fly. Oh, I know there was a way. Without the cargo pod, it looks weird. But, I mean, they can put a lot of stuff in this plane, folks. But this is how they get into some of the bush because they don't have to deal with that pod hanging down. So, but anyway, there's a quick look, a fun flight with it. We're not going to have time to go do another flight, but I do thank you all for coming aboard. And if I did do another flight, folks, it wouldn't be on VATSIM. Got family over. It is Mother's Day. We thank you for taking the time out, watching the stream. If any of you took part in flying, we sure appreciate it. And for now, we're just going to kind of send this off. Let's see if there's anyone out there we can send it to. But for now, I'm going to get it back in the FedEx colors. The one thing I've not learned is how to do the painted stuff. But I know there are some of you out there that know that. So for now, folks, God bless you all. Have a great Mother's Day. Any of you that are mothers out there, happy Mother's Day.